the Rockland Business Journal report with Tina Traster, editor-in-chief of that particular online publication, and it is sponsored by the law offices of Leonard Burbrower.
Leonard Burbrower, a practicing personal injury attorney in Rockland County and the Hudson Valley. If you've had an accident, a fall down, or a work-related accident, I'm the person to see. 914-672-3775. I'm conveniently located in New City and available 24/7. The lawyer you choose can make a difference. Let me have the privilege of being that lawyer. Find me on Instagram and Facebook. 914-672-3775. I look forward to hearing from you.
And good morning, Tina Traster.
Good morning, Rockland County. How is everybody today?
Well, it's a little hot and humid, especially in here.
Oh, yes, I now know how hot and humid it is.
That's right, you were here.
Yes, indeed. In fact, I noticed that it was 80 degrees on the thermostat the other day. Speaking of, our favorite story of last week was a profile that we did on Steve, who is, as everybody by now knows, is planning to retire in mid-August. And he was kind enough to spend some time with us, Rockland County Business Journal. And did you get to read the story?
Not yet. My daughter will read it to me at some point this week. We have so many things going on in our house. It's just, I don't know why. It's summertime. Things should be a little more laid back.
I read it, Tina. It's lovely. Thank you very much. Excellently done and nicely turned around. Very good. Thank you.
All right. I mean, we could read it out loud this morning.
No, I don't like to hear things about me. I really don't. I'm nothing against you. I'm glad you did that. I really appreciate it. But it's like, I didn't do that. This is embellished.
No.
There was a little flunky who went to work every day for the last 50 years. That's all.
I think Jeff can tell you there's not a word of untruth in that story, right, Jeff?
Not a single one. All accurate, 100%.
Yes, indeed. So speaking of people leaving their posts in an opposite world, we did report that the Director of Economic Development and Tourism for Rockland County, Jeremy Schulman, resigned. And it seems as though he's leaving under a cloud of mystery, in that he left very abruptly. There was no announcement from the county. We reported on it because we got word and from sources, and we reported promptly that he had left just days later. We are told that he, quote, resigned from the county executive. Not sure if that's a bit of a license, that word, but that's what we were told. Anyway, he left the post, and he's been replaced, according to the county executive Ed Day, on an interim basis by the person whose job he took just 2 years ago, Lucy Red-Sapolsky. Those of us who follow business in general and tourism in the county, actually I think that everybody in the county knows and remembers Lucy. And I think that this certainly was not a planned departure, and so in a pinch, I believe that the county executive reached out for a stopgap measure to kind of plug that hole while Jeremy is now gone. Those of you with a long memory might recall that he formerly had headed up the REBC, which 2 years ago was dissolved and integrated into the county's economic development and tourism department, and in fact some of those funds were to be filtered into the department, and those funds are in fact coming due now. So Jeremy has not returned comment, and it's kind of like he's just been scrubbed from the county website and what have you. And even when the county, late last week after this story was published, sent out a press release to mention that Lucy was returning, once again there was no comment on Jeremy Schulman. So That mystery is one that remains out there. We do have some intel on this, and it's not formed completely yet, but that's big news for the county, because to make another segue, economic development is significant, and it could not be more significant than at a time like this. The pandemic definitely changed up the equation for some things, and there are certain issues that every town and municipality is grappling with, as is the county, in terms of future growth and planning and strategy to remain viable here in the Hudson County, and to take advantage of our position as the gateway of the Hudson Valley. And on that subject, also last week, we wrote a story that had a lot of engagement that we called Nyack, Great Phoenix Rising Once Again. And in that story, we talked about how there are at least... Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm here.
That there are at least a dozen or more new vendors who have opened up very recently, and who took what started to look like a very blighted, pandemic-ridden village, back into a very vibrant state. And Nyack just feels like it's teeming with energy and hope, and there are restaurants and coffee shops and boutiques that have some uniqueness to them, like outdoor gear, and a karaoke bar, and a hat shop, and co-working space. So it's very interesting to see that we haven't been sure how we're going to get out of the pandemic, but there's a lot of emphasis in Nyack to make rents more favorable and to give tenants more favorable conditions, and that is bringing life back to the village. And I think it's a lesson for the county at large, and the other villages and towns in the county, to really look to Nyack, because I think we're at an inflection point coming out of this pandemic, and this is the moment where economic development is the stewardship of economic development couldn't be more important. So that's why we are watching what is going on the commerce level, and we are watching what is going on with economic development in the county. So we will keep a pin in all of those things and keep Rockland County informed.
You got it, every Monday at the same time, same station.
Right.
Rockland County Business Journal's program brought to you by Leonard Burbrow, attorney at law. And we'll talk to you next week.
All right, have a great week.
All right, Tina.